What's up everyone? Welcome back to the Strong and Sexy Coach's Room. Now, today I'm excited to run you through what I believe is probably one of the biggest systems and I guess ways to approach your training that I know will give you the very best results that you can possibly get out of every single workout that you approach. Now, the whole reason why I put this system together is because when people are training on their own, it's often hard to gauge whether or not you're working at your max, what your max is, or whether you're cruising a little bit more than you should be. And, is there a way that you can step up and do a little bit more? And with the ranking system that we've got here, the ranking system for success is what I call it, it's giving you a system, giving you a way of approaching your training that's going to set you up, to find that extra little bit and to make sure that you get the absolute most out of yourself and your body every single session. And it is pretty simple, and I think simple things sometimes are the best because you got enough to worry about on a day-to-day basis, and if it's too complicated, you're not going to know how to approach it and you're probably not going to do it. You want it to be something that's so simple that every single time you're getting set up to do something, it's in the front of your mind and you know exactly what you need to do to make it happen. All right, now, like everything, you're standing here now and you're wherever you are. So whether you're starting without ever doing an exercise program before, whether you're just getting back into it, whether you're a little bit more of a machine and you're really looking to step up what you're doing, you're looking to get those, last little bits of, body fat burn off your body, toning, sculpting certain areas of body you haven't been able to do in the past, whatever it might be and wherever you're at, this system will work for you. I promise you that, okay? Starting from A to B. All right, so at the moment, you're A, that's me now. So that's wherever you are now, however you're feeling, whatever's going through your mind about your body and about your training, whichever program you're on right now, all right, you want to end up at B. So for now, we're saying that to get from A to B, the simple ranking system I want you to be thinking about is literally between 1 to 10. All right, now when I say ranking system, what I want you to think about every single workout that you're doing and every single, everything that you're aiming to achieve that day, whether it be your food, whether it be your meal preparation, whether it's your cardio you're doing in the morning, maybe it's even how you're talking to yourself on a day-to-day basis. I want you to start ranking yourself out of 10, okay? 1 being not very good, crap, to be honest. 10 is awesome, and your 10, what you'll find over time will increase. What you thought was 10 now, in 3, 6, 12 months time, your 10 is going to be a lot higher, and that's awesome because you're pushing yourself a little bit more and you're realizing more about yourself and about your abilities. That being said, when you're ranking yourself, all right, I want you to really be honest with yourself, and I want you to, in some ways, be your worst critic, and we often are our worst critic, but do it in a non-emotional way. All right, this is a practical system. The emotions behind where you're at now and how you're feeling, are they helping you? So do you find you've got positive emotions with where you're at right now, or are they a little bit negative or a little bit neutral? All right, I want you to remove those either way. If they're super positive and they're motivating you and they're driving you, then keep them. If they're not there, then keep them out of the system, all right? And let's just make things practical, because if you keep things on a practical level and keep the emotion out of it, before you know it, you'll be feeling better and you'll be having different emotions anyway, all right? So when you are ranking yourself, like I said, keep emotions out of it. And what you want to do is simply score yourself between 1 to 10 out of everything that you're doing. So you wake up in the morning, it's your cardio day, you're going to do your intervals, okay? And there's lots of different intervals within the program, and depending on, ranking yourself and how you're feeling when you wake up in the morning might depend on how you rank yourself with what you're going to get out of your intervals and what you put into them. So it's a simple system, I'm going for a 10 today. Yesterday I trained and I felt about a 6 or a 7, all right? I was tired, it's going to happen. Body was really sore, I hadn't had much sleep, I was really stressed and distracted. Whatever it might be, that's fine. Like I said, leave the emotion out of it. Yesterday was a 6 or a 7. Today I'm going for a 10. And I'm going to smash it, all right? And once you start talking to yourself like that and you start preparing yourself, it's game time. You're getting yourself ready to step up and approach something with that in mind, all right? You're not just gonna get on there and I'm gonna see how I'm gonna go today. And I don't wanna sound rude, but don't wait until you're halfway through it unless, you know, you get an extra kick of motivation or you start to feel really good, then maybe step up again, but otherwise approach it going for something. And after you've finished, self-assess yourself with it and just work out, okay, was that a 10? Did I pull back a bit? Did my body cope with it at that level or not? So, like I said, it's a simple system, but I guarantee you that if you can keep pushing yourself every time to getting a 9 or a 10, sometimes even an 11, and I love the 11 workouts because they're the workouts that my clients surprise me with. You know, that I can't believe that they got out what they actually got out, or they made themselves get out more because they knew that they had it and they wanted to prove it to themselves. So I implore you to go for exactly the same thing. All right. If you do that often enough, you're going to end up at B. And like I said, if you take the emotion out of it all and you end up where you want to end up, which for us is as a strong and sexy woman, if you're feeling strong and sexy and you're smashing workouts and you're finding 10s and 11s and you didn't think about it, there was no emotion, there was no fear, there was no negativity, there was no nothing, there was just practical work, aiming to do something, aiming to get that little bit more out. If you end up here, what do you think your emotions are going to be like and how do you think you're going to be feeling? All right, so I hope you're sort of following what I'm saying by taking the emotions out of it and just really approaching it in a practical way, okay? My top 4 tricks, all right, to making sure that you rank yourself properly and to make the most out of this system, because there's no point in having a system if you're not gonna, 1, be able to follow it, and 2, be able to put in everything that it needs to end up with the result that you want, all right? Now, number 1, all right, is literally tracking. Now, on the software, I don't have a specific ranking system for you guys in terms of being able to rank every single exercise that you're doing, but what I do have in your daily checklist is I ask yourself to give yourself a rank. Are you a 1 today or are you a 10? And it's just literally a matter of ticking that box off. So if you knew today you were a 10 or you were in between, I'll give you a rep range too of where you thought you were for the day. And if you're consistently ending up between, let's say, a 7 to 10, then I know that you're putting in what you need to put in. If you find that you're subpar of that, then you need to have a look at that and work out why. Is it you? Is it the way you're talking to yourself? Is it how you're approaching it? Is it maybe you're not sure how to go about this or how to push yourself a little bit more? And if that is the case, you know, please email us through. Email, you know, my coach at strongNsexy.com. Get in touch with us and let us help you work out the best way to move forward. And have a look through this video library. There's so many things here that you can take and adapt and put into action that will give you the confidence to be able to know how to increase what you're doing and how to push that bit more every single time. Okay, so tracking is a big part of it, even if it's just mental note. Today, like I said, it was a 6 or a 7. Tomorrow I'm gonna do a 10. Today I had a 10 workout. You know, and get home. Hey, hubby, I did a 10 today. He might not know what you're talking about. Ask him for a big high five, celebrate with somebody. Tell the girls up on our Facebook page, you know, today I smashed it, I got 10 out, and let us know what you did and let us know how you felt, because celebrate that. It's a little victory that you just had, and the emotion that you're having at the end of that 10 is a positive emotion. It's an emotion that's going to give you more momentum to do it even more often and to realize just what's possible, and that what seems so hard to be able to do and seems scary in some ways to be able to approach, now you just smashed it, now you feel awesome, let's keep going. Okay, so tracking is really important, even like I said, if it's just a matter of a simple tick, ranking, putting it down in your journal, posting it on Facebook, whatever it might be, do it. Number 2, is just the accountability. So accountability for what you're doing. So rather than just moseying along, trying to follow the program, maybe missing some days, maybe missing some workouts, I don't like that exercise, I'm gonna leave it. I don't wanna do that right now, I'm too tired, okay? I'm not there with you. I wish I could be there with every single one of you, because I'd love to be able to push you along the journey, but I know that if I'm responsible for that, you're not going to be responsible for it. And in the long run, you're not going to be able to feel empowered to do it for yourself. So the whole idea of the system is to give you an accountability tool so that when you're training and when you're doing what you're doing, all right, you're able to go, cool, that was my best. If it wasn't your best, why wasn't it your best? And when you get up in the morning and you focus on what you want to do and you plan what you want to aim for the day, and then you do that or you don't do that, all right, like I said, keep emotion out of it. But it was your way of checking in with yourself and keeping yourself accountable. And if you've got a buddy, a family member, anybody like that who, ask them, hubby, buddy, beautiful, whatever it might be, can you please ask me at the end of every day, how did I rank today? All right? And just make it something that you guys do. Get your kids involved, get your work colleagues involved, whatever it might be. How did you rank today? How was my workout today? What did you score? Okay, and keep that as a good practical sense of accountability. Number 3 here is focus. All right, and I touched on it just before slightly, but like anything in life, if you go into something with a clear focus and you know exactly what you're aiming for, that's what you're going to probably end up with. All right, and it's like I say to people all the time, why go into something half-assed? Why go into something 50%, knowing that you're only going to put in 50%? Because at the end of that, what are you going to get back out? You're only going to get back out 50%. And, I really hope that you don't go through life making that choice. I hope that you want more from life and you want more from yourself to be able, to put in 100%. And look, if your 10 is huge, and hopefully it is, and you don't end up there, but you were striving towards a 10 the entire time, and you finish 9, 9.5, wherever it might be, how do you think you're going to be acting as a person? How do you think your workouts are going to be looking? What do you think your results are going to be like? And how do you think, you're going to end up at the end of that if you're always focused on that 10, all right, rather than focusing on, today I'm only going to put in a 5 or a 6, okay? And don't get me wrong, some workouts are going to be there. I've literally had workouts and I've seen my clients come in and I've told them to go home. All right, and the main reason I've done that is because they're not there. They weren't there, they weren't able to focus, they weren't able to put in what I wanted them to put in. And tough for me to tell somebody to go home, and tough for me myself sometimes to realize I don't need to be here today. All right, but that's me being realistic and self-assessing myself and realizing if I can't focus on what I want to put in today, then sometimes it is better to walk away and come back when you are focused, sometimes even if it's just a few hours later, okay? So have a focus, have a clear goal, have a target with your ranking system or what you're aiming for, and hit it. Last one here is your best, okay? And again, I've touched on this a couple of times, but what's the point of doing anything that you're doing at the moment if it's not going to be your best? And keep in mind, your best right now might be completely different to what somebody else's best is, or completely different to what you feel like you want your best to be. And that's fine. And that's the whole reason with everything that we're trying to show you. Little steps, simple things. Get to the point where you can do it, tick it off, commit to it, and build some momentum. All right. And your best, like I said, could literally be, I am going to train 3 times this week. You might not have ever trained 3 times in your entire life, or it might be a few years since you've been able to do that. But that's your focus this week. That's what you're committing to. That's your 10 out of 10 this week, is for you to train 3 times. All right. And if that's the case, congratulations. I'm wrapped for you. And I totally believe that if you can keep doing that, you'll find more excuses. You'll find more reasons to do more. Your 10 will move further along, and before you know it, suddenly your 10's 5 days a week. Maybe it's 6 days a week. Maybe it's double workouts, a little bit of cardio in the morning, a little bit of weights at nighttime. Maybe it's eating perfectly 5 days a week and just having a treat meal. It doesn't matter, all right? And you're the only person that can ever assess what your best is. I can tell you what I believe your best is, and I know that I'll believe in you a lot more than you'll believe in yourself right now. And my aim is to help that change within you. But take the time, self-assess yourself, keep the emotion out of it. If the emotion's going to be there, but realize regardless of negative emotions and everything else, I still have the choice to keep going. I still have the choice to make the most of out of every workout and out of every day. And I really hope that you take this system, you put it into your life, into your workout, into your goals, and with having a focus and your best, and there's other videos here, have your goals. Part of your ranking system should be going through that and, giving yourself some energy and some motivation to get up and get stuck into your day and get stuck into your workouts so that you are able to put in your best. And it's something that once you get it and you feel it and you're able to replicate it on a daily basis, every single workout, you will find that you'll raise your game to a whole new level. You will be operating on a level that you never thought existed. And all I can say is, and you can probably tell by the big smile on my face, you will love it. All right. And I love watching it, and I can't wait to share some of your stories with you and find out how you've been able to do that yourself and what it means to you now. So from the coach's room, be great, be happy, all right, and get into every day with passion, determination to do everything that you can to end up with the best results that you can. And I look forward to seeing you soon.